UFC Atlanta Usman versus Buckley. These are my full card predictions and breakdown. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm sorry for the late upload this week. I was real busy, but I'm excited to give you guys my picks, and let's get into the first fight of the night. So first fight of the night, we got Vanessa Demopoulos versus Jamie Lynn Horth. And in this fight, I'm going Jamie Lynn Horth all day. Like, the size is going to be too much for Demopoulos. Vanessa Demopoulos, she's got all right striking. She comes forward, pushes a decent pace on her opponents, tries to throw some quick shots, but Jamie Lynn Horth should be able to use her range, use the distance, beat her up on the feet. I even see her being able to out-grapple Vanessa Demopoulos. I'm going Jamie Lynn Horth all day in this fight. The odds, we got Vanessa Demopoulos sitting at the plus 425 underdog. Jamie Lynn Horth is the minus 600 favorite, and that's reasonable for Jamie Lynn Horth. She should be able to dominate Vanessa Demopoulos in this fight. I'm going Jamie Lynn Horth. I'm probably going to say a decision win. I could see this fight going over 2.5. Next fight of the night, we got Phil Rowe versus Ange Loosa. And this one, you know, I was slightly back and forth on. Phil Rowe, he's going to have the range advantage. He's going to have the distance advantage. Ange Loosa, you know, he's a little shorter, a little stockier. He's going to want to implement his wrestling into this fight. But I am going to go Loosa to get the win. I think he's going to be able to use that wrestling. You know, I think that height advantage for Phil Rowe is actually going to be a disadvantage for him. I can see Ange Loosa being able to get to his legs faster. And I can see him dominating Phil Rowe up against the cage. I think he's going to be pushing him backwards and using that grappling to beat up Phil Rowe. I'm not going to say he's going to absolutely destroy him. I think we could see Phil Rowe have moments in the stand-up department, but I don't know. I'm feeling like Ange Loosa is going to be able to get it done, use that grappling, and use his forward pressure to keep Phil Rowe up against the cage and work in some takedowns, throw some pepper and shots on the floor, but I see probably a decision win coming for Loosa in this fight. The odds, we got Phil Rowe sitting at the plus 113 underdog. Ange Loosa sitting at the minus 133. You know, it is a close fight, but I don't know. Phil Rowe, last fight, lost to Jake Matthews. Before that, he lost a split decision to Neil Magny, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't like that. Ange Loosa, he's coming off the loss against Bonfim and the no contest to Brian Battle because of that eye poke. But I don't know. I see Loosa being able to get it done, squeeze out the grappling, have the better scrambles in this fight. So I'm going Ange Loosa to get it done. I'm going to say by decision. Next fight of the night, we got Ricky Simón versus Cameron Smotherman. Ricky Simón was originally supposed to be taking on, Jesus, why is the name slipping my head? Charles Jourdain. I don't know what the hell's going on in my head. I'm fucking losing my mind. He was originally supposed to be fighting Charles Jourdain, but that fight got canceled. Now he's fighting Cameron Smotherman on short notice. And in this fight, I'm going Ricky Simón all day. Cameron Smotherman, too young, too fresh in the game, and I see him picking up a second loss in the UFC in this fight. Last fight, he lost to Surrey City, where, you know, he had some moments, but pretty much he got dominated for 3 rounds. Surrey City was able to use his range, touch him up in the feet. He was even able to get him to the ground, use his grappling. And in this fight, I see Ricky Simón. I don't want him to be sitting on the feet with Cameron Smotherman too much, because Smotherman, he still's got decent stand-up, decent strikes on the feet. But in this fight, I see Ricky Simón being able to use his grappling and beat up Cameron Smotherman. I don't know. Could Ricky Simón finish him? Maybe, but I'm going to lean to a decision again for this fight. I think Ricky Simón's probably just going to outpace him, use the grappling, try to drown out Cameron Smotherman. I see him winning probably a unanimous decision. But the odds, we got Ricky Simón sitting at the minus 515, so pretty big favorite. Cameron Smotherman, the plus 390. Cameron Smotherman, could he have some success on the feet? Potentially. He might be able to land a little something on the feet, but Ricky Simón, you know, he's been in the UFC a while. He's fought some solid fighters in the past. He picked up 3 losses in a row, Yadong Song, Batista, then Oliveira. But he is coming off that win against Javid Basharat, where he was able to knock him out. But in this fight, I see Ricky Simón being able to use his grappling and kind of smother Smotherman, if you want me to be honest. I think Ricky Simón should be able to get it done by a decision. Next fight of the night, we got Cody Durden taking on Jose Ochoa. And in this fight, you know, Ochoa, unknown, 7-1, young kid. He's 24 years old. This is his second fight in the UFC. His last fight, he lost to Kavanaugh, where he had some success. You know, he lost a unanimous decision, but he was able to land a little bit on the feet. In this fight, Jose Ochoa, I'm going to lean to get the win. Not a super confident pick, though. I'm not going to lie. Cody Durden, he is a dog. He's got decent striking. His takedowns aren't bad. His wrestling's solid, and he's got good jiu-jitsu. So I can't see him getting controlled on the ground, but I do think Ochoa is going to come out there and have an advantage on the feet. I think he's going to be a little quicker than Cody Durden. Ochoa, he throws some fast kicks. He's got solid punch combinations. And I don't know, Cody Durden, he took a lot of damage to Joshua Van. He got absolutely beat up in that last fight he had. Obviously, Joshua Van, I would say, beats Ochoa. But I don't know. In this fight, Jose Ochoa seems like a pretty solid prospect. And he should be able to beat 17-7 Cody Durden. The odds on this fight, we got Cody Durden, the plus 150 underdog. Jose is sitting at the minus 175 favorite. You know, Cody Durden, you never truly know. Like, he could end up going out there and putting his combos together and putting a pace on Ochoa, but I don't really see it happen. I think Ochoa is going to be able to use his kicks, use his strikes, keep his distance. You know, we could maybe see some grappling exchanges, but I think Cody Durden's going to be able to neutralize all that, so I can see Ochoa just staying up on the feet, using the kicks, using the punches, keeping this fight at range, and touching up Cody Durden. Next fight of the night, we got Malcolm Wellmaker versus K.Moutinho. K.Moutinho, you know, he's been fighting cans, mid-fighters. Malcolm Wellmaker, very good on the rise, up-and-coming prospect. And he's going to walk through Moutinho in this fight. I see Malcolm Wellmaker being able to get a KO. Yeah, we saw K.Moutinho's chin kind of hold up against Sean O'Malley. He was getting hit with a lot of shots, and he was eating them. But that don't matter. K.Moutinho, let's look at this knockout loss. He got knocked out to Guido Canetti, who I don't even like that much. I don't think he's that great. Guido Canetti was able to give him a nice standing TKO on the feet. He got chinned in that fight. Malcolm Wellmaker is going to find the chin of K.Moutinho and put his lights out. I think Malcolm Wellmaker, we could potentially see a first-round KO coming from him. This is going to be his first fight where he's training full-time. Before this, he was working a full-time job as a welder. Now he's fighting full-time. First fight where he's going to be training full-time. And I think he's going to dominate K.Moutinho in this fight. The odds, my man Malcolm Wellmaker is a huge favorite. Minus 2,300. And the K.Moutinho plus 1,100 underdog. No way K.Moutinho gets it done here. Malcolm Wellmaker all day to get the KO finish. Next fight of the night, we got Chiesa versus Court McGee. In this fight, I'm going Michael Chiesa to get it done. I think he's going to be able to have the better grappling. On the feet, I would say it's kind of close. Neither of them are that great, but Michael Chiesa should be able to string together his grappling, use the clinch, push this fight up against the cage. And we could potentially see a submission win coming from Michael Chiesa. He's got really good jiu-jitsu. The 40-year-old Court McGee, I don't think is going to be able to win this fight. I think Michael Chiesa gets it done for sure. The odds, Chiesa sitting at the minus 340 favorite. Court McGee is the plus 280 underdog. And I do see Michael Chiesa being able to get it done. I think he's going to be a little slicker in the grappling exchanges, be able to get this fight to the ground and use that ground game. Potentially, I think we might see a submission win for Michael Chiesa in this fight. So I'm going to go Michael Chiesa by a submission. Next fight of the night, we got Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Bellato. Paul Craig, solid jiu-jitsu on a 3-fight losing streak. Rodolfo Bellato is coming off a draw to the Jimmy Crute. Not too impressive, but before that, he was able to get a KO finish over Io Pettori. But in this fight, I'm going Rodolfo Bellato. I think he can put Paul Craig's lights out. I don't think Paul Craig is going to be able to use that jiu-jitsu and dominate Rodolfo Bellato on the ground. I think Rodolfo Bellato is going to come forward, crack up Paul Craig on the feet, and I think we'll see Paul Craig very scared. I think he's going to get hit with one shot from Rodolfo Bellato and be very timid. And I could see a finish coming for Rodolfo Bellato in this fight. Rodolfo Bellato is a pretty solid favorite, sitting at the minus 400. Paul Craig is a plus 300 underdog. But Paul Craig, he does have decent jiu-jitsu. He's coming off that loss against Bo Nickel. But Bo Nickel, he's all right. I'm not that impressed with Bo Nickel, so that loss doesn't look too good in my opinion. But Paul Craig, I don't see him being able to tap out Rodolfo Bellato in this fight, so I'm going Rodolfo Bellato to get this done by a probably KO, TKO. Next fight of the night, we got Alonzo Menifield versus Umar Sy. And in this fight, I'm going Umar Sy to get it done. I think Umar Sy is going to be able to use his striking, keep Alonzo Menifield out at his range, touch him up with his 1-2s, use the leg kicks. And even the wrestling, Umar Sy, I like his wrestling. I think his grappling is very solid. And I see him beating up Alonzo Menifield in this fight. I think he's gonna be able to do whatever he wants to him. Alonzo Menifield is getting crushed in this fight. The odds, we got Sy is sitting at the minus 700 favorite, and Menifield is the plus 500 underdog. I don't know what person could be picking Alonzo Menifield in this fight, I'll be real. Umar Sy should absolutely be able to dog walk him. I'm going Umar Sy all day. Could we see a finish? Absolutely. I think Umar Sy is very live to get the finish in this fight. Next fight of the night, we got Cody Brundage versus Abdul Malik. Cody Brundage, all right wrestler. He's got decent grappling. Is he going to be able to use that against Abdul Malik? I don't think so. I think Malik's going to be able to do whatever he wants to him in this fight. Abdul Malik, solid striking. He's coming off that KO win against Nick Klein. Before that, he knocked out Tudorovic. And I could see another finishing happen for Mansour Abdul Malik in this fight. I think he could finish Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage, yeah, he's got decent wrestling, but Cody Brundage, his only way of winning this fight is if he can get a nice no-contest win. So, or do we lean to Cody Brundage? Maybe he wins by a no-contest. He gets an eye poke. He gets hit in the nuts. He can't continue. If the odds are right, maybe that's the way to go because Cody Brundage somehow seems pretty good at that. But let's be serious here. Cody Brundage is not winning this fight. Mansour Abdul Malik should be able to get it done here. And the odds, we got Cody Brundage sitting at the plus 550 underdog, and Abdul Malik is the minus 800 favorite. Abdul Malik, he should be able to get it done. He should be able to finish Cody Brundage. Could we see a first-round knockout? Absolutely. I see Abdul Malik getting a knockout in one of these rounds. I don't care if it's the first, second, third. I don't see this fight going to a decision. I see Malik being able to get it done by a KO. Next fight of the night, we got Cody Garbrandt versus Barcelos. Barcelos looks solid against Peyton Talbot. He was able to use his grappling, control Peyton Talbot on the floor. Cody Garbrandt is coming off that loss against Figueiredo, where he just got dominated in the grappling department. He was getting controlled, and then he got submitted. Barcelos, 38 years old, solid wrestling. I don't know. This was a tough fight to pick. Cody Garbrandt, he's got fast boxing, good stand-up, and I think his speed is still there. Is his takedown defense going to hold up against Barcelos? I'm not sure. I really don't know. I was back and forth on this fight. Barcelos, yeah, he's coming off of 2 wins. Peyton Talbot, he beat by decision. Before that, Quinones, where he was able to get the submission. Got fucking absolutely chinned by Nurmagomedov. I don't know. This fight, like, I would want to pick Cody Garbrandt, but I can't. I can't pick Cody Garbrandt to win this fight. Do I think Cody Garbrandt has a chance? Yeah. Do I think he could maybe box him, touch him up on the feet? Potentially. But I don't know. After that loss to Figueiredo, yes, Figueiredo is much better than Barcelos. But I do think Barcelos' grappling is pretty solid, and I could see him getting Garbrandt to the ground. I don't know. Very back and forth in my head. I'm not fully sure. This fight could potentially go either way. I'm going to lean Barcelos. I might regret it, but I'm going to go Barcelos to get the win here. I think he's going to be able to get Cody Garbrandt to the ground. Can Cody Garbrandt chin Barcelos? Maybe. But I don't know. I think Barcelos is going to be able to get him to the ground. Cody Garbrandt should be a close fight. I'm going to go Barcelos to get it done. Barcelos is sitting at the minus 210. Garbrandt is the plus 180 underdog. But I would say Garbrandt's pretty live to win. Like, it's going to be a close fight, potentially, unless Barcelos is able to get that grappling going and just dominate Cody Garbrandt. But I'm going Barcelos to get it done. I think he's going to be able to use that grappling, control Cody Garbrandt, and I'm going Barcelos to get it done. Next fight of the night, we got a beautiful striker versus grappler, Edmen Shahbazyan versus Andre Petroski. In this fight, I'm going the grappler. I like Petroski to win this fight. Edmen Shahbazyan, yeah, he's got decent stand-up, solid boxing, and he could be touching up Petroski on the feet. First round, maybe he'll land something on the feet. I think Petroski is going to be able to get this fight to the ground. I think he's going to use his strength, use his wrestling, and be able to take down Shahbazyan. We've seen Shahbazyan get controlled in the past. He got controlled a little bit by Anthony Hernandez, and I think Andre Petroski is a better grappler than that. We've seen him get taken down many a times. Andre Petroski, very solid grappler, and I think he's going to be able to edge out a win against Edmen Shahbazyan in this fight. Petroski's on a 3-fight win streak. Last fight, he was able to beat Vieira by unanimous decision, and then Edmen Shahbazyan got that brutal knockout against Budka, who Andre Petroski also beat, but was it in as impressive fashion? Absolutely not. Shahbazyan was able to flatline Budka. Petroski beat him by a dominating decision win. But does that mean that he's not going to be able to perform very well against Shahbazyan? I don't think so. I think Petroski's going to string that grappling together, use the wrestling, and just, I would say, grind out potentially a boring decision win. I'm not going to lie. Maybe we could see him get a submission, but I'm going to lean a decision win for Andre Petroski in this fight. I think he's going to be able to use that grappling and control Shahbazyan in this fight. The odds, we got Shahbazyan sitting at a minus 170. Petroski is the plus 145 underdog. You know, I like Petroski as the underdog in this fight. Shahbazyan, yeah, he's got quick hands, but I don't think Petroski's going to take a chance. He's not going to take a chance to sit on the feet with Shahbazyan, but I think he should be able to get it done in the grappling. So I'm going Andre Petroski to get it done. Next fight, we're on to the co-main event. Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick. Again, we got a grappler with a striker, Miranda Maverick. She's on a 4-fight win streak. Her way to win this fight is if she can control Rose Namajunas. Do I see her doing that? I don't think so. I don't think she's going to be able to do that. I think Rose Namajunas still got very good skill, former champion. And Rose Namajunas, she's coming off that loss, but that loss was against Erin Blanchfield, who I think is better than Miranda Maverick. Miranda Maverick, she's young and hungry. Could that play a factor? Maybe. Rose Namajunas, good striker, solid kickboxing, throws solid combinations on the feet. Miranda Maverick looks stiff on the feet, not very impressive on the feet. Does she look good in the grappling? Absolutely. She's a solid grappler. Her way to win this fight is if she can string together that grappling. But I don't think I see her doing that. I'm going to go Rose Namajunas to get it done. I'm going to lean towards a decision win for Rose Namajunas. I do see her being able to touch up Maverick on the feet. Rose Namajunas' grappling is not terrible. I think she's going to be able to fend off the takedowns decently well. But I am going Rose Namajunas to get it done. I can't go Miranda Maverick. I think Rose Namajunas is too fast, a little too slick for Miranda Maverick. Miranda Maverick, I can see her getting busted up with straight shots. I think Rose Namajunas is going to keep this fight at distance and be able to touch her up on the feet. So I'm going Rose Namajunas to get it done. The odds, Namajunas is the minus 241, and Maverick is the plus 206 underdog. I don't see Miranda Maverick being able to get it done. Rose Namajunas should be able to beat her up, touch her up on the feet, and ultimately win a decision, I would say. Now, we're on to the main event. We got Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley. Are we picking Usman? No, I'm not picking Usman. Who the hell's picking Usman? I don't even know. Usman coming off of three losses. Last loss was against Hamzat, where he went to a decision. But he got dominated in that fight, let's be real. Joaquin Buckley coming off that win against Covington. Joaquin Buckley, young, hungry, up-and-coming prospect. Usman, old. You know, he should probably stick to the media side of things. Stay behind the desk, keep doing his post-fight shows and shit. Usman, those knees are gone. I think Joaquin Buckley's probably going to be chopping those knees, throwing fucking oblique kicks. And he's probably going to be touching up Usman. Usman, yeah, he's a fucking OG. Obviously, he's got skill. He's not a complete can. He's a good fighter for sure. But can he beat a young and hungry Joaquin Buckley, who's got a lot of momentum behind him right now? He's coming off the win against Covington. Was that impressive? Not super impressive, but he's been looking pretty solid in his last few fights. His boxing's been looking very well. And I see Buckley being able to get it done here. Usman, he's out. I think this is the retirement fight for Usman. I think Joaquin Buckley's going to come out there, look very impressive, and I think he's going to be touching up Kamaru Usman on the feet a lot. And even in the wrestling, Joaquin Buckley's a strong son of a bitch, man. Like, I don't think Kamaru Usman's going to be able to just fucking grapple up Joaquin Buckley. Like, I don't see it happening. Buckley, he got that very good knockout against Stephen Thompson as well. Could he not knock out Usman in this fight? We could see Usman get chinned. Kamaru Usman could get chinned in this fight. Joaquin Buckley, he's got heavy hands. He's got good boxing. I think his takedown defense is there. I don't see Usman being able to grapple him up on the feet or grapple him up and use his takedowns. Usman's got decent boxing, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop a Joaquin Buckley in this fight. So I'm going Joaquin Buckley. I really want to go a knockout. I think Joaquin Buckley's going to chin Kamaru Usman. You know, Usman, he's 38 years old. He's at the end of the career. Joaquin Buckley's young, hungry, up-and-coming prospect. Joaquin Buckley should be able to get it done for sure in this fight. Joaquin Buckley is sitting at a minus 270 favorite. Usman is the plus 230 underdog. Joaquin Buckley, I think, chins Usman in this fight. I think the Nigerian Nightmare is no more. We already seen his rise to the top. We saw him when he was dominating people. Now I think Joaquin Buckley is going to be that guy, and I think he beats up Kamaru Usman in this fight. So I'm going Joaquin Buckley to get this fight done by a finish, and I think he KOs Kamaru Usman. So those are my full card predictions for UFC Atlanta Usman versus Buckley. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Let me know what you guys think of my picks. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.